What's up, guys? Obviously, it's Captain Obvious, and welcome to the Armory. In today's episode, I'll be covering the revolvers in Battlefield 3, that is the 44 Magnum and the MP412 Rex. When it comes to high power, these two pistols reign supreme in the secondary weapon category. They each can get a one-hit kill to the head at close range, meaning they are extremely dangerous if you have good accuracy and precision at close range. Even though these two hand cannons have iron sights, I highly recommend you guys using them hipfire. The reason I say that is because when you're in close range with these weapons, you do not have the time to aim down the sights. You have to get that shot off right away and aim for the head. So hipfire at close range and medium to long range aim down your sights because you can get a lot more precision that way, but at close range you have to have that very good reaction time and the ability to fire off consecutive shots without having to aim precisely. That's why I say hipfire in close range. Now, down in the description, I have a link provided to you guys to go onto the Project PTFO website and sign up to play with me and Drifter in Project PTFO. The link will bring you to our team page where you guys can ask us questions on the forums, and from there you can go to the home page and submit your name to play with us. The brackets are on there. You can see who we are up against in the first round. I think we're playing against Team Anarchy, which will be pretty tough. So I hope you guys can go over to that website and check us out, but this is the Armory, so we're covering weapons. Let's start with the 44 Magnum and move on to the MP412 a little bit later in today's video. The 44 Magnum is one of the most powerful weapons in Battlefield 3. Now, by powerful, I do not mean best, I mean literally powerful. The stopping power on this weapon is phenomenal and is an extremely deadly weapon if you have the precision in order to use it. The damage on this monster is 60 to 30 damage with the drop-off beginning at 12 meters and ending at 50 meters. In core mode, your shots to kill are 2 to 4, and in hardcore mode, that is an astonishing 1 to 2 shots to kill. This is the best pistol for hardcore mode because if you hit the guy anywhere on his body at close range except for the legs, you will score a one-hit kill. According to recent patch notes, the 44 Magnum has a 1.25 times chest multiplier. I'm not certain that is true because in the statistics it is not present. So if you guys can let me know if there is a 1.25 times multiplier in fact that you guys have noticed, let me know. It does not affect your time to kill or your shots to kill at all. It only bumps the damage up to 75 at close range, but that really doesn't make a difference in your shots to kill. The one major hindrance that the 44 Magnum has is its fire rate. At 180 rounds per minute, it has the lowest fire rate in Battlefield 3 except for the bolt-action sniper rifles. Suppressive effect is a whopping 15.0%, which is extremely high for a pistol. Muzzle velocity is 460 meters per second, and the maximum range is 690 meters. To ease the use of the 44 Magnum at longer range, DICE has implemented a gun known as the 44 Magnum Scoped. This has the PKA 3.4 times scope attached to the top of it, and it is a good weapon for longer range, but do not rely on it at all for consistent kills at longer range. No matter how many rounds are still left in the gun, your reload is always going to be 4 seconds. You always take all the bullets out, and you always put them all back in. Luckily for you, you have a speed reloader on the 44 Magnum, which means you do not have to load each bullet individually, but 4 seconds is still a painfully long reload time for a closer range weapon. The threshold reload is 3 seconds and the multiplier is 0.75, but it's not worth it to go for the threshold reload because it's actually hard to hit on the 44 Magnum in my opinion. When looking at the 44 Magnum's recoil pattern, you can notice that it is very controllable. Limiting your fire rate to about 1 or 2 pulls of the trigger per second is a very advisable option because it allows the recoil to settle and make sure that almost all of your bullets hit their intended mark. The 44 Magnum's hipfire spread is very good, and I love using it in hipfire. It gives you a little bit more leniency in terms of your firing. It lets you be a little less accurate in exchange for easier firing and control. When pulling the trigger close to the 180 rounds per minute that the 44 Magnum can achieve, the recoil is extremely powerful. As you can tell right now, it shoots straight up when pulling the trigger as fast as you can. So I highly recommend limiting your fire rate with the 44 Magnum to keep that recoil down and make it very controllable. The magazine size on the 44 Magnum is only 6 rounds. There is no +1 in the chamber or anything like that. You're always going to have 6 rounds possible in the 44 Magnum, and that's what you're going to get every single time you reload this weapon. Though it is not the most conventional weapon in Battlefield 3, the 44 Magnum is an amazing weapon if you can get those headshots and you know how to control the weapon and hip fire. It is very, very potent and very, very powerful if you know what you are doing. Besides from it being extremely powerful, the 44 Magnum is also a very, very fun weapon to use. I love the revolver aspect of this weapon. It is fun to use, it's fun to get kills with, and you feel like a badass when you get a lot of kills with this weapon in a row. It is an amazing weapon to use if you know what you're doing. I can't stress that enough. The 44 Magnum can be the most powerful handgun in the game if you can get that first shot off and get that headshot. Very, very important, and I highly recommend going for headshots whenever possible. Now let's move on to covering the MP412 Rex. The MP412 fires a smaller round than the 44 Magnum. It fires a 3.57 compared to the 44 Magnum's 44 caliber round. That means it is a little less powerful than the 44 Magnum, but it still can get that one-shot kill headshot at close range. The advantage that the MP412 has over the 44 Magnum is its increased fire rate and better controllability. The damage is lower than the 44 Magnum at 50 to 28, with the drop-off beginning at 15 meters and ending at 37 meters. You'll get a 2-shot kill out to a little longer range than the 44 Magnum, but the maximum range is a little bit shorter, so that means you'll get a 4-hit kill a little bit earlier than with the 44 Magnum. Shots to kill in core mode are 2 to 4, and in hardcore that drops down to 2 to 3. You don't get that awesome 1-hit kill shot in hardcore mode anywhere on the body, but it really doesn't matter because you still have a 2-shot kill, which is a lot better than some of the other rifles and weapons in Battlefield 3. Trading decreased damage for an increased rate of fire, the rate of fire is 220 rounds per minute. It is 40 rounds per minute higher than the 44 Magnum, but in reality, it doesn't make too much of a difference unless you're pulling the trigger at that 220 rounds per minute. Suppressive effect is 15.0% and the muzzle velocity is 300 meters per second. Maximum range is 450 meters. The reload speeds are 3.60 seconds across the board. That means unless you're full or empty, no matter what, you have a 3.60 second reload time. The threshold reloads are 2.70 seconds, both empty and full, and the multiplier is 0.75. The MP412 has lower recoil amounts than the 44 Magnum, and its spread values are exactly the same. That means you'll have the same exact spread for the 44 Magnum as you will for the MP412. Both of these weapons do not suffer while firing on the move. Usually with a weapon in Battlefield 3, when you're firing on the move while ADS, your spread is a little bit higher because you're moving. With the 44 Magnum and the MP412, that is not the case, so no matter if you're moving, standing still, anything, your spread will always be exactly the same while aimed down sights. Now, the MP412 also has a faster recoil settle time than the 44 Magnum. That means when firing the pistol at 220 rounds per minute, or as close as you can get to that, your recoil will settle a whole lot faster. That means even though you're pulling the trigger at 220 rounds per minute, you can still have a very, very precise fire, just like this. The magazine size is exactly 6 rounds no matter how many bullets you have left. Your bullets in the chamber will always be 6 rounds when you reload the gun. There's no +1 at all. Due to increased fire rate, decreased range, and decreased muzzle velocity, the MP412 is the close-range revolver of choice. You can still get a 1-hit kill headshot with that 50 damage plus the 2 times multiplier equals 100. Your hardcore potential is still better than a lot of the other weapons in this game, and at closer range, if you can pull that trigger fast enough, you can have really awesome times to kill. Sometimes it can be even faster than some of the other weapons in this game. But all in all, do not feel hesitant at all to limit your fire rate with the MP412. You can still have very accurate fire at 220 rounds per minute due to the increased recoil settle time. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode of the Armory, and next week is the super awesome pistol episode. I'll be covering the M9, MP443, M1911, and the G17C. Don't forget about Project PTFO. There are Twitter and Facebook links down in the description. And as always, rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. And now, just in case you guys missed it, here is yesterday's video. I talked about what I do besides play Battlefield 3. It was an awesome TJF video. I hope you guys can go check it out. Twitter, Facebook, and if you guys have yet to, make sure you subscribe. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.